This is a story of Dave and Sharon finally living their dreams of sailing to the Caribbean and beyond. Join us while we share our adventures from getting the boat ready and embarking on our cruising life.
And one of the things we've been doing is, well, first of all, this seat right here, this weld was starting to come off. So, and part of it is coming out of the engine department, I'd grab a hold of this. And part of it's when you come in over here, everybody just kind of leans on this. So that had given out. So I had a welder come over and he welded that back up and then went to a local welding shop near for some scrap. I was looking at getting a corner piece in here and they had this, which ended up just fine, so we welded that along there. And what I will do is shine this up. I'll put something to block the seat, and I need to put a little piece of clear tubing slice down one side right here just to protect this edge from the seat. But I'll shine. I've got some cleaner coming. I had to order through the internet because nobody has anything around here. But I have the acid cleaner, and we'll clean all this up on both sides, and then on this side I'll wet sand it down till it's shiny and then polish it up so it looks like that. And then the other thing we're doing is our Northern Lights generator blew out the wet elbow, and so I have I'm taking it pretty much apart. And what I did is, this is the whole exhaust system. This is the new stainless steel wet elbow. The other one was steel, and that's why it rotted. And so I've got it all wired, brushed down, ready to paint. It's just that we've had a little bit too much wind. I need to paint it out on the dock box. And in the meantime, and we're wire brushing the motor off, getting all the old paint off. Yeah, we'll take the opportunity to paint it. While we're here doing this, everything needs to be repainted. All back in here. I can't get back into that. I don't think I can get enough back into there. But here's the generator. That works just fine, but when I went to test this, let's see if you can hear it. Doesn't sound too good, does it? So I ordered a new water pump and the gaskets that go with it. So that's a 300 something down the back into this, plus the other parts that I got, plus I got all the rubber boots to replace. The saltwater cooling system looks pretty good. It wasn't even clogged up this time or anything, so that is just going to clean it up a little, and we'll clean everything up. Let's see. See, this side has a lot of rust and stuff. We'll get in there and get most of that, then tape everything off, give a good cleaning. Here's the it used to be brass looking. Oops, right there. That's the saltwater pump I had to replace. That was leaking from when I bought the boat, and on the trip down here a couple years ago, we had to stop in Chesapeake Bay, and I had to go get one of those, and I could only find, had to go on the other side of town, and my goodness, it was $500. So hopefully I can get that cleaned up enough. Oh, and neighbor Arlo's over here.
Here, yeah, show the camera.
Just put it right here. That's good. So
sprinkle a tablespoon and you're good to go.
Yeah, okay.
See you later.
So he just brought I just rebuilt those toilets, and so he got this, that a teaspoon of this, you put it in the toilet, let it sit, then flush it down, let that sit in the tanks, and it treats your tanks and gets rid of all the scale that I had to get off the toilets. I had a lot of scale on there, scaling and stuff. So we'll get this done. Now the other thing is I have a leak, a freshwater leak. It's up in here. It's actually down somewhere where the fresh water goes into the dungeon, the chamber in the back there, and it's up in this end somewhere, and I can't really get to it. Sharon's gonna have to crawl up where she can see that it's leaking, so I got to get that. It's so every 15 minutes or so the water pump goes on to repressure, and it comes down. Let's see if I can do this. Sorry, comes down right there. So it's coming down to the floor over there, into the dungeon, and then down right on the floor there, and then keeps filling all this up. So once I get that leak, I'll clean all that up. That's a pain in the butt leak to get to. Major pain in the butt. So that's what we're doing right now. Wire brushing as much as I can. Some of it I can coat with rust inhibitor, but the rust inhibitor only goes up to 200 degrees, so I can't put it on the main part of the motor that gets up to close to 200, but it can go over, obviously. So we'll just put it on the parts that are further out on the engine and back in there where the generator is on it, the generating unit itself. So there's some parts we can get this on, right there on the, right here I can get it on some of these. They're not going to get up to temperature. And then I can probably put it on the drive pulleys there. They'll never get up to temperature either, so there's some places I can spray it and some not. It's just on the main, let's see, I'm having trouble getting light situated here. So just the main section of the engine, anything along the main section, that's where it gets heated up. That's where it gets heated up into 200 degrees, or 195. That's too close to 200 for the treatment. But the motor paint, supposedly if you get most of the chipping off and any loose rust, the high temperature motor paint supposedly goes right in there and does the same thing, mixes in a little bit with the rust and neutralizes it. We will see. The trick here is get everything loose off, get every bit of fuel and oil I can off from the thing, and tape everything I can up. It's all in the prep work. Tape everything I can tape up. Don't really want to take all the wires off, so I'll tape them. It'd be, I think, less of a pain to just tape them than to try to get them all off and on the right place again, which isn't that difficult. There's not that many wires. But also, some of these things have been on for a long time. I don't want to take them off unless I'm going to replace them. So we're not doing that. All right, and then we had the sensor that was in the wet elbow, which is it senses water flow, and will shut you down if you don't have the water flow. A lot of engines don't have that on there, so I found out all it really is a short to ground. It shorts to ground if there's no water flow. So I'm just going to leave that off. I filled that with a stainless screw, and we're just going to leave it off and make sure we check the temperature. That will tell you if something's happening or not, or just look outside to where the water's coming out every once in a while and make sure it's coming out. The reason I didn't get that switch is that one little tiny switch was $350 to $400. Nah, not for that. It's not that important. Nice to have, but not that important. Not $300, $400 worth important. She's sitting here telling me the camera's not on, and she hands it to me off. I went to a lot of technical school, but I couldn't figure that one out. So,
You're not putting that in there.
we were in the middle of painting this, and I went to start this, and she was half empty here. She's still black smoke, and all of a sudden I've got water in the all of a sudden I have water in the oil, which is probably because I didn't shut the valve off before I kept trying to start it, so it came back through. And anyway, I think the problem with this is the freshwater impeller is probably shot, so I'm gonna go probably tomorrow morning. I'll start changing that out, see if I can get the water to run. These leads right here to my temperature sensor right here, corroded. I'm not sure if I can see that if I pull that off, but they're corroded. So I got to clean those up and get those working because it didn't show the temperature right. And then I'm going to run the engine a little, get it nice and warm, and change the oil. And then I've got some Lucas oil additive for old motors to add into it. 2 quarts, because it's what is it? It's one of these quarts to 3 quarts of oils, and there's 8 quarts of oil in this motor. So we'll see if we can get that. In the meantime, I had tightened up. Our freshwater pump kept running occasionally, and Sharon found one, which we'll put on there, leak up in there in the dungeon on the other side. But then this one was leaking. No, this one was leaking here, and then way down in there, let's see if I can, way down in there and in there, which you can't really see, right there. Let's see if you can see that. Way down in there is another little leak where it goes into a plastic into the copper and then goes over to the sink area. So we got all those tightened up, and then the fresh water pump. Where is that? Fresh water pump. Actually, the one that was in is a Jasco. I now have a West Marine, but it is the Jasco, the same one. But this pressure switch right here went on it, and of course West Marine has it, but they have it with the whole rebuild kit for almost the same price as buying a new pump. And so I decided to buy the new pump. It was on sale from $150 down to $99. And then I'm going to I already bought the replacement for the Jasco pump. I tested the motor, it tests good, but this switch needs to be replaced. So I bought one of those online for $27. We'll build up that pump, and it will go down into our spare parts, into inventory, so we know where it is. I've got her all painted up here. See, it's all painted. And right now, I'm in the process of, scraping the, what is that light? Original gasket off the exhaust manifolds, exhaust ports. Fun, fun, fun. A little at a time. A little at a time. So what I'm gonna do is get these scraped off as much as I can, and then I did wire brush it some. You can see down in here I wire brushed it, but it's not getting enough off. So I'm gonna pull it off with this little blade here, right from Ace. But I had it on the boat, so I'm gonna see if I can get as much as I can off, and then I'll wire brush the rest off again. See if we can get this manifold back on here. And I got my new water pump in. Here's the water pump. I'm gonna replace that, so I gotta pull this. I'm gonna pull these, but store them. I've got new ones going in. You can see I've got all this all nice and neat. Yeah, that will wear off, but that's okay. At least it's smooth. That at least I got the rust off from it. And what doesn't wear off with the belt will keep it from rusting, or help keep it from rusting. Slow it down anyway. What I'm finding out is it's a sailboat on the ocean. It's gonna rust. Anything metal is gonna rust no matter what. Yep, even the stainless. There we go. Alright, so here's the old water pump. Looks like it's a good idea to change that out. You can see right in here it was right in there it was rusting. And I'm going to take these off. These work, but I'm putting new ones on. But these work, and anyway, we'll take those out and replace them with new ones, and then save these for backups. And there, almost rebuilt completely, except the core of it. So today, my brother from another mother, Dave Dreer, is down. He and Barbara came down for a wedding that's up in New Smyrna, and he's up there right now, but he's going to drive down for the day, and we're actually going to take the boat out. And before I do that, I have to go change the oil, because I had a little fuel leak, and shame on me, I didn't shut the raw water off, so my oil's full of water, and I think that's why it's smoking. Some white steamy smoke, and so I've got to change. I changed it once, but I have to change it once more and get it all set so that we get that out. Did the generator yesterday. It's all nice and shiny, a lot of new parts in it. It won't start. Go figure. So we're gonna go out. Don't really need the generator when we're out there, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll the next couple of days I'll take a look at that and see what's wrong and why it's not starting back up again. So there's Dave. Do you mind?
Not at all. Not at all.
Almost a year since we've been out, and we're moving, and she's liking it. She's liking it. How about that? About a year. Yeehaw. So Dave?
Yes, sir.
Remember I said the picture?
Yeah.
See right in front of that orange ship right there?
Yep.
That's the SpaceX Stage 1 sitting on the barge. All black and right there, tube, yep. And then the one behind it is the crane that lifts it off from it.
Yep. Awesome. Our new north sails.
mainsail. And Genoa. Sorry, mizzen. It's Genoa. Genoa's up front. Mizzen.
We want to say thank you to all of our viewers who have subscribed and commented. We appreciate your support and feedback. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This really helps us build our channel up so we can keep bringing you more videos.